What's going on, everybody? Mr. Z-Dog Swag here, joined with Inversify, and we are bringing you the CPBA Season 4 League recap of Week 1. And this is just a little thing we thought about doing to put on YouTube so we could let you guys know exactly what's going on in the league. We're hoping that you guys show your support to this league. And just give the players that don't have YouTube accounts some love here on these channels, and let them know how they're doing.
And if you have any suggestions for what we should add in future weeks, let us know down in the comments below.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, anything that we can do to make this a better viewing experience, certainly just tell us, and we can get that going for you. So we thought we would start off with Week 1 battles that we had, and just let you know what happened throughout each of them. And so I guess we can get started. Alright, for our first battle, we had the Seattle Semi-Pours, coached by Kim BC, versus the Scarborough Scissors, which is coached by Star Fox Falco. And this was a pretty good match. I got to see most of it. Infernape and Mudsdale both got 3 kills for the Semi-Pours. Mammoth White had 2 kills, and Mimikyu also had another kill for the Scissors. I think Infernape was definitely probably MVP of this match. Anytime that there was a death on Kim BC's part of the battle, Infernape just came in and just took something out. Just powerful hits to just deal out some damage to whatever was low. And Mudsdale just ate up some hits and got a lot of kills there as well. And I think Metang, which is a easily an overlooked mon for most. I mean, definitely I wouldn't have even thought about prepping for it, but I think Metang was a big Gardevoir counter in this match, and it ended up working out positively for Kim BC. I think you said before that Kim had never won a Week 1 match for any of these leagues.
In the previous 3 seasons, but gets off to a good start this season, which is pretty dangerous for other coaches down the road.
Yeah, he won last year, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so big start for him. We'll see if he can maintain this this kind of Week 1 stretch here, and see if he can continue on with that later down the road. All right, moving on, we got the Georgia Gourgeist and the fast-acting Flareons. You want to go with that one?
Yep. So the Gourgeist, coached by Infinite Apollo, bringing a very scary team, but unfortunately did not work out, as OM Room's fast-acting Flareons were able to come out on top thanks to a Shell Smash Cloyster, which came in after a death, after a kill by Rotom Heat, and was able to get off a Shell Smash, procced its Sash, and then Infinite Apollo had no priority left, and he couldn't really get the job done, as Cloyster came in and just bulldozed through the rest of his team. And up until then, it had been a pretty close match. Was pretty undecided as to who would win, but looks like the Flareons brought the superior Shell Smasher, as Cloyster wins out over Minior.
Yeah, definitely. I saw a little bit of the match, and I believe that was the Drag Gouge Choice Specs.
Yes, I think it was Choice Specs.
Yeah, so that Specs, I believe it dealt like a good amount of damage. I forget which one. I think it was either, Volcanion, or either that or Rotom Heat, but it did get that one kill, and I think that was kind of what put it over the top for Cloyster to just set up and sweep. Alrighty, moving on, we got the Miami Heat Moors, coached by Inversify, and I probably should let you take this one, just because it's your team.
Alright, so if you haven't watched my YouTube video of this match, I'll put it down in the description. But yeah, it was just generally, I saw that he had no hazard removal, and I brought Hazard Stack Skarmory, and then another Tier 5 mon that people usually don't prep for, was able to put in the work in Clefairy, picking up 4 kills just by some Wish Protect Stall and some Moon Blasts.
Yeah.
So definitely a great start to the season for me, and I'm going to be trying to be building on that throughout the rest of the season. Tough start for Berkelum, but he made some good free agents, picked up some hazard removal, and he's going to try and recover from this.
Yeah, that I knew that Buzzwell is not coming back for at least for Berkelum. So he did free agent that, I believe, for Starmie, and so now he does have some hazard removal in rapid spin. So he does have a good chance with that. Man, that Clefairy, I remember last year, I had a Mega Venusaur last year. So you think, no chance that Clefairy's getting through a Mega Venusaur, but you just set up a couple Calm Minds and it was over from there. Yeah, that Clefairy is pretty devastating, especially for
and we'll cover all of the free agents, the transactions at the end.
Yeah, we'll do that.
So if you're interested,
stay tuned. All right, then we got the Chicago Celestelas and the Brooklyn Bixlow. Celestelas coached by Imp XVZ, and Bixlow is coached by Alliance Azumi. And I didn't get to see too much of this match. Do you know too much about this one?
Yeah, it was just generally both teams were getting worn down on both sides until finally Breloom, all the checks and counters were able to be killed, as there was a clutch Specs Curum was able to take out Porygon Z after it used Z conversion, which was definitely a threat.
Oh,
and
yeah.
then from there, Breloom was able to kill the rest of his team.
Wow.
So it was just kind of like wearing down checks back and forth until Azumi made his sweep move too early, and XVZ was able to come out on top.
Yeah, that Z conversion, isn't that like +2, or is it +1 to every stat?
+1 to every stat.
Man, that's something. So yeah, definitely, probably maybe a couple turns later, if you would have had that, if you would have popped the Z conversion, might have had a little bit of a better chance there. But good job on XVZ's part for getting that win. Next we got the New York Garchomps, coached by JF1206, and the Houston Haluchas, coached by Chendermunch. I did get to see this match, but two really decent teams. One that I usually sleep on whenever I'm prepping is Cryogonal, and I think Cryogonal did put in a lot of work against JF's team this time. I was talking to JF afterwards, and he was saying that Cacturn just didn't do the work he was wanting him to, and I think that just Chundermunch's team, his prep especially, was very well done. Now I would say though, early on, JF did predict the Choice Specs Salazzle, and really put that down real quick, and so he eliminated a big threat to that team. And but later on in the match, he just made a couple bad plays and just couldn't quite finish him off. So, and that Tapu Bulu, man, that's a big one to deal with, especially when it hits so hard.
And for the next match, we have the Philadelphia Ninetales, coached by Base Bronson, versus the Twin Leaf Torchics, coached by Zach Moreau. And this game, I think it was a really good prep on Bronson's part. He brought a pretty stally team there, with really the only big damage dealer being Zangoose, which was eliminated very early from a Scarf Sarina high jump kick. But he was able to bring it back and really just kind of stall out Zach Moreau until all of his mons were weakened. And it was pretty similar to my game, just kind of war of attrition, and he just kind of used a good stalling strategy, and pretty much Zach Moreau, by the end, he had no chance at winning. Bronson was all over this game.
Yeah, definitely. I think Zach, his first 6 battles are really tough in this league, just based on team matchups. But afterwards, he's got a good chance. So if he can pull out a couple wins here in these next few weeks, then I think he's got a good chance at making the playoffs later on in the season. All right, next game we have my game, the Swedish Sea Kings, coached by the Diabolic Gift, and the Carolina Crawdons, coached by me, Mr. Z-Dog Swag. And I prepped a good long while for this battle, and I had ups and downs when I was prepping. I had a couple mons changed. but in all honesty, Azolf was just the MVP. This one. I believe this one won the Battle of the Week, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
It was
So
a great battle.
yeah,
I
Battle
really
of the
liked
Week.
your
It was,
Sash Como set that was able to deal with the Calm Mind Latias.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would say that I played the Tapu Fini really badly. I had it in, and I clicked Moonblast prematurely, and he started setting up Calm Minds, and I couldn't do much to him. He was using Bruce Calm Mind. He also had a Misty Seed on there, which was a really nice set.
Great prep to get that Spit F boost instantly, and it helped him stomach those early Moonblasts a little bit better.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just letting your Azelf check get worn down a little bit too much.
Yeah,
and it was able to sweep with that Choice Scarf it was holding.
Yeah, certainly. I knew the Azelf was going to be Scarf from the beginning. I could tell towards the end. I had just had Jolteon and Kartana left, and I knew Kartana couldn't outspeed. And it ended up his speed creep with Azelf was so perfect that the HP investment he put in allowed him to live a Jolteon Shadow Ball at 99.7%. So like his speed creep was absolutely perfect, and like I was talking to him and he said I didn't even know that was the case or whatever. So
good prep on both parts.
Yeah. So
the Diabolic Gift walking away with the win.
Yep. Alrighty, next match, Mob Boss and Max Master. Mob Boss has the fattest team I've ever seen.
Yeah, definitely an interesting team. It's pretty much full stall, but so Max Master, typically he just brings a lot of stall breakers, and the one that ended up winning was Swords Dance Delmise, as it with the Lumberry. So there were a couple misplays on Mob Boss's part. Also, Taunt X-Cloud was putting in the work until it got tricked as Choice Scarf by Cresselia. But yeah, Delmise, it got off a Sword Stance, and then it was able to just sweep whatever was left from Mob Boss with some good coverage moves like Earthquake.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Taunt just stops Mob Boss in his tracks. I mean, Toxapex, one of the great walls. Ferrothorn, one of the great walls. Chansey, probably one of the fattest things out there. Then Uxie, Cresselia, and Sableye, that's like just full defense, if you could give a name to his team, it'd be the Mono Defense. So, I mean, that's the thing. You bring Taunt, and you got a decent chance to do it, especially when they have very limited access to some high-power moves that'll deal some damage. But good job on Max Master's part for prepping like that. And then the last game, I believe, that we have this week was the New Zealand Pissimian versus the Dallas Staruse. The Pissimian is coached by Blue Potato, and the Staruse is coached by Mr. Natalie.
Oh, I forgot to put that.
Yeah, that's all right. I remembered. I believe this match happened last night, right?
It just happened.
Yeah.
Like about an hour before we're recording this.
Oh yeah, so it was pretty quickly that this got done. This was going to be postponed just due to some time differences and some complications there. But they did get the battle in. So they had the let's see. So I would say that probably the biggest help was the Blaziken being the Choice Scarf knockoff to get rid of that Latios towards the end. That did put a number to
Blue Potato's team.
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely was not expecting that. It was a great set by
Mr. Natalie?
Yes.
Yeah. I would say that it was very close coming towards the end. I believe it was a Choice Scarf Darmanitan, and took out the Thundurus. Is either Thundurus or Diggersby?
It was Thundurus.
Yeah, Thundurus, I think. So it took out the Thundurus, and Milotic lived with about like 16%. Took about 44% from the Flare Blitz. Yeah, and it was really close towards the end. It didn't seem like it was going to be that close of a match. I mean, the Magearna set, I think, was a little bit... It just didn't seem like the Magearna did as much as I thought it was going to do to this team. Especially, like, it just seemed like it was just going for thunderbolts and, like, not really having much meaning to its plays. But I'm thinking that maybe in the future some setup sets are going to be used with that Magierna, and so we'll see how that goes on later along. Alright, so now we got the standings here. We got the Miami Heat Moors, coached by Inversify himself up top. The Pachirisus in second with +4. Also the Ninetales and Holuchas with the +4. Kim BC with the Celesteelas and the Flareons with +3s. The Sea Kings and the Star U's with +1s. And myself and the Passimian with -1s. Bixlow, Scissors, and Gorgeist with -3s. The Torchics, Mimikyu, and Garchomps with -4s, and the Polyrath with -5. So it's pretty close. I mean, it's not. Nobody's quite running away with it yet. I mean, obviously you, but you got 4 people that have got some decent differentials along with you.
Yeah, it's definitely like it's hard to break away too much in the first week, just because half the people are going to win, half the people are going to lose, and you're not going to get too much separation. But it's really in the coming weeks where all the separation is going to happen, as there's more variety in the records.
Yeah, especially with these differentials changing off and on. You know, especially I was upset when I lost my match 1-0. You know, it's week 1 and I only have a -1 differential, so there's always a way to come back, especially if you lose week 1 by not too much of a margin. As long as you're staying within the 3-2-1 range, then you're doing pretty good.
Yeah, no team is out of it for sure.
Not yet, definitely. So we got the kill leaders here with Clefairy, probably the craziest thing you've ever heard.
Clefairy on top of the kills and differential. Making me proud.
Yeah, that's right. Then Cloyster and Delmai's coming on there with the 4 kills as well. Azelf with the big Choice Scarf sweep there towards the end. Infernape and Muzdale putting in the work, and then Jellicent with some kind of low HP kills there towards the end of their matches there.
Yeah, and none of the kills leaders died in this match, so there'll probably be a little bit more diversity in the kills and differential leaders in the coming weeks.
Yep.
As Pokemon die, you know.
Mm-hmm. All right, so here we go. We got the week 2 schedule. We got the Miami Heat Moors and the Holuchas coming up. That's a 1-0 match. So somebody will be 1-1 towards the end of that match. Then we got the Flareons and the Polyrath. The Scissors and the Garchomps, one of them is going to get their first win. Torchics and Gorgeist, one of them is also going to get their first win. Passimian and Simipores, Pachirisus and Ninetales, that'll be a deciding match. Crawdonts and Staryus, both with a +1 and a -1. The Bixlow and the Mimikyu, so probably a big stall versus offense, I'm assuming, probably with that match. And then the Celesteelas and the Sea Kings for that last match there.
A lot of matchups with teams with the same record here, like 1-0 versus 1-0, or 0-1 versus 0-1, so there should be a lot of 1-1 teams by the end of this week.
Yeah, and I think, like what we were saying before, like those differentials are going to even out pretty quickly, especially with this week, you know, being a lot of deciding weeks and whatnot, so... Alrighty, well, we hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you stay tuned to
slide.
What'd you say?
We have one more slide.
Do we? We do have one more slide. My bad. So you guys can go over that.
Alright, so each team getting 3 transactions for the year, and Berkelum and the Portland Polyrath already out, as he picks up 2 Rapid Spinners in Starmie and Hitmonchan, and also picks up the versatile Rose Raid for Gastrodon, all 3 of which I think were good changes. And then the Swedish Sea Kings revamping their roster a little bit, trading Crabominable for Incineroar and Magmortar for Regice, just getting a bit more like team synergy with those picks.
Yeah, especially I think Crabominable was he picked that very early on, surprisingly. I think that was his 5th pick.
Very questionable.
Yeah, definitely very questionable. It was low tier. I mean, it didn't cost much, but it's so slow. Like, you're usually only getting, like, 1 hit off with it. You're not really taking much hits, especially with this, you know...
subpar bulk.
Yeah, very much like that. So, I think Incineroar is a good pick. And I'm still not quite sure about this yet, but Are we doing the Incineroar does not have its hidden ability, right?
No, it does not.
So that's right.
So that's going to be Blaze Incineroar, but it still hits hard, especially with like a Choice Band or a Life Orb, almost as hard as Crabominable.
Yeah.
And Fire and Dark Stab, not too bad either.
Yeah, Darkest Lariat, definitely something to watch out for with the 85, kind of a little bit of an upgrade over Crunch. So, that little bit of damage might just put in a little bit more work than Crabominable might. Man, that's a tough name. And then
the Flare Blitz, if it's Blaze boosted, you're going to have trouble finding switch-ins for that.
Yep, certainly. I didn't know quite what he was doing with the Magmortar for Regice thing. I understand he was trying to continue with his type coverage.
Yeah, he traded an Ice type for a Fire type in the previous one, so he's going to Fire type for an Ice type there, trying to maintain that team synergy.
Yeah, and I think now that I'm looking at it, Regice does have the extra special bulk that he might need. Especially when I was prepping for the Sea Kings, it just seemed like his special bulk was just a little bit down. And so now with that Regice, even though it doesn't have any resistances at all, really.
One resistance, but it's still 200 special defense is a lot to break through, and you can run offensive with something like Rock Polish, as it doesn't have. It's not terrible. Versatility either. Yep.
Yeah, so I think the transactions for week 1 were well worth it. Definitely Berklam, going all out with his free agent, so that is his team for the rest of the year. So we'll have to see how that works out and see if he is regretting maybe some of those decisions or maybe he's happy with those decisions. I don't know. Alrighty, well, I guess I'll sign us off here. We're Mr. Zeogswagon and Inversify, thanking you for joining us for the Week 1 recap of the CPBA. We'll see you guys later.